viral! Oh, a little sore after whooping all that ass. God, yo, what's going on? Cliff Jumper 1984, Red Rocks, your favorite Autobot with that natural ice. Bet you're thinking what you just saw might look oddly familiar. And when you think about it, does this come to mind? Well, it's not Power Rangers, and on a few brief history lesson on you, Power Rangers actually came from a series called Super Sentai, which is in Japan, and the Zeo Ranger, you're actually going to find this out a lot. I cannot pronounce any of these words to save my fucking life, but Zeo Ranger, the Sentai series, was the 13th installment. And I would end up watching Jetman, which would be the 12th installment, the series previous to what would become Power Rangers. How would I get into it? Well, I was, big into ROMs back in the day and playing a lot of, Famicom games and stuff on computer that you can't really play around here without having the Famicom itself. And I came across this Konjai Sentai Jetman. And I played it and thought it was awesome, but then, thought like, hey, this really looked a lot like Power Rangers. Doing research and everything, this is what I, ended up finding out. And I thought it was awesome to get into some of this other stuff because I'm into a lot of, Japanese things, whether it be some of the metal, Japanese metal they have, anime, stuff like that. And, well, what I want to do is do a review on it. And a synopsis basically of the episodes, a quick one, is there's going to be spoilers, by the way. If you don't want to hear any spoilers, try and watch yourself here. But, the synopsis of the show is you got 4 villains that try and take turns defeating the protagonists, which are the 5 Jetmen. And it would basically be like a Monster of the Week thing, and they would have a monster, which would be called a biodimensional beast, attack the city, or try and have a different idea of a plan to defeat the Jetmen, or basically destroy the human race. And of course they would figure out ways to beat them, and then there would be mechs, or we'd call them Zords here in America, but mechas, mechs, or and the main guys that had the 5 robot birds, the jet machines, that would combine into a mech basically and defeat the enemy, and that would be it. What was different from the American adaptation of Power Rangers compared to the Japanese versions of these? There's cursing, there's deaths, there's other things that they wouldn't have thought about using in America. I mean, we have two different cultures, which is understandable, but that's what kind of geared me a little bit more towards being interested in it, is seeing that little bit of step where it's not all like kitty, you know. I mean, there's a few episodes that does try and give you like a lesson or whatever, but it's not like most early Power Rangers. It was about, you know, learning something kinda, and this aspect really isn't in many of the episodes. So, you know, basically after all of this, I think we got to really take a look at some of the characters now. The only reason I want to start off with Akko. Oh man, I'm going to be really bad at these names. I don't think she's that much of an important character in the series. She's probably one of the least ones I'd even worry about. Of course, she is the Blue Swan, and well, basically in the beginning when she gets struck by that a little electric magnetic birdonic wave right there, she learns that she just figures out she can jump higher. I don't know about that. That's a little weird. And basically two of the others that already have previously found out that they're part of the Jetman come and pick her up and say, hey, you know, look, you got to save the world. And she's asking for money and stuff like that, which I think is kind of funny. And she, you know, it kind of does that like a couple times throughout the series. I know there's one time where there's like a jewel bio monster and like they make her all greedy and stuff like that. It's really weird. I think she only had one standout episode, which is where she threw one of her old teddy bears away, and then people were dumping in this trash facility, and somehow the bear from a biodimensional monster came to life, and then he was trying to protect from, you know, dumping and stuff like that. It was like a really odd episode, and it was like one of the very few that actually had like a lesson behind it about like not dumping, you know, stuff we don't need. I guess in the series they portray her as about 18. Well, they show her like in high school, I guess. So she's got to be 17, 18, which is, you know, a little weird. To be honest, that's all really I have to say about her. Right, the Yellow Owl. I guess he was the comic relief of the series for the most part. And again, I don't think he's too much of an important character of the show. You see him eating a lot, and when he gets, you know, most of the show, he got struck down by the birdonic wave when he was farming. So he's a farmer. And I guess the thing about him, I guess he's kind of, you know, strong, I guess, because they always show him lifting things when he's in the Super Sentai mode, and I don't know, I just kind of find that a little bit unbelievable, because he's kind of a stocky guy, and then the suit gets on, and then he's like all of a sudden thinner. I just don't like that portion of it. And he was the subject of a weird episode where there was this tomato biodimensional monster, and he was like seeing people with tomato heads, and he was scared to eat tomatoes. It was probably the worst episode that I watched in this series.
この事故により東京都の堤義則さんほか8人が重軽傷。火災のため事故は一時不通となりましたが、現在は回復しています。トマトが喋ってる。事故原因。どうしました？大丈夫？あ、トマトだ。助けて。美味しい焼き鳥だよ。いらっしゃい。お兄ちゃん、なんでも焼こうか？ああ、トマト。おい、どうしたんだよ、この方。子供がトマトに。助けて。怖いよ。
You know, when he got into Sentai mode, he, like I said, throw rocks, and always like he did certain things where he would like grip enemies up and throw them and stuff like that. And that was basically it. You see him tagging along a lot with Akko and stuff like that. That was like, I guess, the two that were mostly seen together of the group. I guess they were friends. Again, with this person, I don't think there's much else to say about him. The next few, like, I feel like I have to put them all together because it's kind of like a weird situation with the next four. And I think the leaders were to go first. The Red Hawk. Ryu is he's a pretty good leader, I think, for the most part. When I see, compared to some of the other Power Ranger series I've seen, I mean, he's very confident. He knows what he wants to do. A little bit towards the end of the series, there's some issue that goes on but this is where I'm going to get confused of which character I want to describe next. And he was the one from the mothership that got the Birdonic Ray completely, fully transferred onto him. And he would have a feud with the last Jetman he would find, which would be Guy. Guy being the Black Condor, he's definitely more of an aggressive, hot-headed type guy. He thinks he's a loner at first, and he definitely, eventually on in the series, he becomes more of the team member than what you would think he would actually be from the beginning. And he's a very skilled fighter, and he actually plays in mean fucking sax, too. But even before he met them, like, when Ryu met Guy, he had a girl named Ri, who was on the mothership, who was actually supposed to be part of the Jetman. Well, the ship, when Vyram attacked, and we're going to get to Vyram soon, blew a hole in the ship, and she flew out into space and thought she was dead. And then one of the other Jetmen before this would be this person. Corey, the White Swan. And when she got hit with the birdonic wave, she was, I guess, like a rich girl who had a butler, and you didn't know much about what was going on there, because she was the one trying to give Akko money, you know, because Akko wanted money to basically save the Earth, like I said, and it was kind of funny.
地球を守るために私たちと一緒に戦いましょうよ。ね？こりゃまたびっくりこいちまっただな。でも素敵よね。私がこの広い地球を守るなんてさ。
それじゃ。
で、いくらくれんの？え？だって当然じゃん。ものすごい重労働なわけでしょ。時給1500円ぐらいは欲しいよな。わかりました。 小切手で。はい、どうも。1000万っていくらだよ。はい、これであなたもジェットマンよ。
But she actually starts falling in love with Ryu, and but guy's in love with her, so it's a big frickin' weird love triangle. It goes on for a while. Like, Ryu doesn't want anything to do with her. Guy wants her, but she doesn't want Guy. She wants Ryu. But a lot of that changes towards the end of the series, and I'm gonna hit more on that when I get a synopsis done. And there's not much really to her either. She's not a bad character. I mean, she definitely developed, I guess, as a little bit more as a strong fighter. And there was like one or two episodes, like she had Akko get over the one Joel biodimensional monster, which was neat. She was just another cliche, really, woman in the series. Well, you've seen how Red Hawk got his Jetman power, basically, and when the mothership exploded, you've seen how those other beams struck the 4 other characters. And to use that ability, they've used their special kind of thing. You know, like, again, if you're used to Power Rangers, how they had those morpher things, that's basically what these were. And they were called cross changers.
の中から生まれた